guys. I know you guys are on Facebook, and literally, but I don't think it was a conspiracy though. I think that it happened because because I moved something and I hit a cord, and I know when I hit the cord, something happened and it just went out. But anyway, so let me go ahead and just finish it. So the thing that's interesting about Sajid, not Jabid, the guy who who issued the ban on Tariq Nasheed, is that if anybody knows about unfair stereotyping or being presumed to be dangerous when you're not really dangerous, you would think that a Pakistani Muslim would understand that, right? And in fact, it's fascinating because I was looking up why people get banned from the UK. And basically, they said that the Home Secretary has the power to exclude or deport non-UK citizens on the grounds that their presence in the UK is not conducive to the public good. So that goes back to what they said to Tariq, when they said to Tariq, excuse me, you're not conducive to the good of the public. It also says these powers apply to those who are not yet in the UK and to those who have temporary or indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So they can deport people. So if they feel that you're not conducive to the public good, they can deport you. So if you were there on a work visa and you started showing Hidden Colors 5, then they would deport you. He said, it also says the Home Secretary must and will act consistently, proportionately, and reasonably in applying these powers, having regard to the importance of upholding UK values, which I guess is excluding Black people if they make Black people too conscious. 4, where the Home Secretary is personally applying these powers to exclude, there is no statutory right of appeal. So you can't appeal. There's no due process, although his decision can be challenged through judicial review. Where he is applying these powers to deport, or where the Home Office ministers or immigration entry or entry clearance officers are applying them on his behalf to exclude or deport, there is the right of appeal. So ultimately, there aren't a whole lot of options if they drop the hammer on you like that. So when they come in and they say that you got to go, then it's kind of definitive, kind of authoritarian. And I find that utterly fascinating, primarily because you're talking about a situation where where the United States and all the Western powers tend to condemn other countries for not having due process, condemning other countries for not having equal rights under the law and things like that. But this is pretty interesting that they literally have that authoritarian ability to come in and tell somebody that look, we don't want you here, take your ass home. We don't owe you shit. We don't owe you an explanation. And that was what happened in my case as well. Like there was nobody who really was able to really help me figure out how to deal with the detainment. There was nobody who cared that I had things to do, that there were people looking for me. They didn't know if I was dead, and they don't care. They don't care. And so anyway, so here's what's interesting. So I'm sitting there, I'm reading this, and another thing that I saw is that they said that as a general rule, these powers have been exercised in the past against those the government considers to represent a direct threat to the following 3 things: either national security, public order, or the rule of law in the UK, or the UK's good relations with a third country. So I don't know if the third one applies. Good relations with a third country. I don't know what third country would say, Tariq Nasheed's coming, you need to ban him, right? So I don't think that's in there. Public order or the rule of law. Public order. I don't really know. I'd be curious to know, are there Black people who are going to go see Hidden Colors and go out and start breaking laws and engaging in criminal activity? Unless you consider a disruption to the public order to be maybe protesting unfair treatment or something like that, in which case I get it, but I don't get it. It's not right. It's not fair. And then next is national security. I think it's fascinating when you talk about unfair, or you talk about sort of oppression, and basically this idea that you're a threat to national security when you challenge oppression. That's pretty much what they're saying. And it makes sense. I mean, if you think about the United Kingdom, the United States as well, these are countries that are built on oppression. They're built on theft. They're built on, the Queen of England is the largest landowner on earth. She owns 6 billion acres of land. She, and so ultimately, in fact, she has 12 times more land than the number 2 person on the list. There's some sultan or king or something that's number 2. So the Queen of England owns more land than anyone on the freaking planet. She owns entire countries, and that land was stolen from Black people. Right. So they're probably, putting these laws in place to try to protect, the greatest theft in human history, damn near, which is quite fascinating. So here's a list of unacceptable behaviors that covers any non-UK citizen in the UK or abroad who uses any means or medium, including writing, producing, or publishing or distributing material. These are unacceptable behaviors. Public speaking, including preaching. So they do not have freedom of speech there. Running a website. So if you run a website and you are critical of the UK government, you can be banned. Using a position of responsibility such as teacher, community, or youth leader to express views which the government considers foment terrorism or seeks to provoke others to terrorist acts, justifies or glorifies terrorism, foment other serious criminal activity, or seeks to provoke others to serious criminal acts, fosters hatred which may lead to intra-community violence in the UK, advocates violence in furtherance of particular beliefs. Anyone wishing to express views on this list, there's actually an email here that you can actually email. I don't think they're going to listen to you, though, because it doesn't seem like they really pay much attention. Now, I actually pulled out Dr. Claude Anderson's book, Black Labor, White Wealth, to help you understand oppression and why basically the world is full of, as some academics might call, fuck shit. Where basically the goal is to oppress people and to keep people of color in their place. This is not accidental. This is not just a one-hit quitter. This is not just, sort of something that somebody just tried to do, and it just kind of succeeded and it continued on. This didn't happen by accident. This was strategically planned, this strategically maintained. And so he talks about 8 major factors that have appeared to have driven the public policy on the use and treatment of Blacks across the centuries. This isn't just in the US, this is the UK, this is all around the world. 1, the European colonies were predisposed by their native culture to have negative feelings about Blackness and Black people. Number 2, they established a public edict that was based around a common need that, if resolved, would be beneficial to all members of white society. So basically they were saying, look, we don't like Black people, and if we stick together, we can make white people great again, right? That's what they wanted to do. 3, white society refined and vigorously supported a coherent public policy on Blacks that was transmitted from generation to generation through laws and social customs. So laws like this, they're passed generation to generation, and it's kind of there. Like, it's not there by accident. It's there because there's an experience there. There's an experience there that they've had people that have challenged their authority, and they don't want that to happen anymore, right? 4, the policy was codified by official government acts. So the government steps in to say, this isn't just something we believe, this is something we're going to put in a law. So we're going to create laws that say that if you are not conducive to the good of the public, we can ban you from the country. If you run a website we don't like, we can kick you out. If you say things we don't appreciate, then we don't want you here. And we've made it a law, so therefore that makes it sacred in our minds. 5, it was concertedly supported by all levels of government, schools, churches, businesses, and larger society in general. So white supremacist systems cannot exist without of other institutions in that system. So that's government, school. So people go along with this, right? That's what makes it work. 6, a sense of community accountability for supporting the public policy was established. So if you did not support the policy, you were punished. 7, the public policy received total commitment from all segments of the community. Number 8, the public policy was continuously promoted and coordinated by institutions and other entities. So basically, what you see here, with this, this whole, Javid, what's his name, Javid or Sajid Javid banning, Tariq Nasheed from the UK. This to me reads as the 3 M's: money, mind, and military. Money, mind, mindset, and military. I believe that the idea that you are not just making money in the UK, but also encouraging Black people to coordinate their resources to have greater economic power, while at the same time giving them a military mindset, is a very scary thing. The United States has power all over the world because we've got lots of money and we have a very strong military. So they kind of know that those two factors, when they come together, they make for a pretty formidable force. So for Black people in America, that means that when you're talking about the building of a Black Wall Street, you need those two components. You need money, economic power, and you need military to protect what you have. And if you have that, and then you have people that have the right mindset, that understand codes of conduct, codes of behavior, that understand what matters, that share similar values, then it's much more difficult for people to oppress you or to take what you have. So so the reason Tariq has been banned from England is because he's doing a good job. So that's my final point. That's the last thing I want to share. And there isn't much else to say. Please hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to go. Also, don't forget, I'll be in Los Angeles next week. So if you want to join us in Los Angeles, please go to drboycelosangeles.com. That's drboycelosangeles.com. And I apologize to my friends in the UK. I have an intense concern that my statements in this video could have me on that same list. If Sajid Javid sees this video and knows that I just gave him the Butter Biscuit Coon Award from Vicky Dillard, because that's Butter Biscuit behavior right there. That's some cooning right there. When you are Pakistani Muslim, your ass is Pakistani Muslim, who's a group of people who are enduring numerous unfair stereotypes, and you want to ban Black people from coming to your country. I'm sorry, man. I got to give you the Butter Biscuit Coon Award from Vicky Dillard, meritorious manumission. That's the words that she has on there. And that's a dog on a tree looking at a coon, because that's some cooning ass behavior. I ain't gonna lie. And there's a reason why they put you in that position, because racism tends to look better when you put it when it comes out of a Black man's face or a brown man's face or a man of color, or if you want to call that. So that's my 2 cents on it. That's my assessment. I say support Hidden Colors 5, support all the Black stuff that's out here. What's it? Rick Mathis, he reached out. He wants to partner with me on a film that I'm glad to work with him on, called Young Moneymakers, and that's in production right now. So if you want to learn more about that film and you can be an executive producer, you can pre-order copies, things like that. Just go to weyoungmoneymakers.com. That's weyoungmoneymakers.com. Feel free to support that as part of the New Black Hollywood. Also, don't forget, I'll be in Los Angeles, so it's drboycelosangeles.com. I'll be there next week. And those who are asking about our real estate group, if you want to join that still, we were talking about it all weekend. I think it's going to shut down tonight, but if you want to go take a look, you can go to theblackreigroup.com. That's theblackreigroup.com, theblackreigroup.com. All right, so feel free to go check that out. Yeah, I agree. Tariq does need to appeal. But I think, well, then you can get judicial review in the UK. And there are people who've gotten banned who've only been banned for maybe 3 or 4 years. But I don't really know if it's ever going to be reversed, because I don't think he's ever going to change who he is. It's not like banning, Snoop Dogg or Chris Brown, both of whom were banned from the UK. Chris Brown probably wasn't banned for going and teaching Black activism and Black political and economic strength, right? Chris Brown's probably banned, because he got drunk and punched a waitress or some shit, right? I'm just, y'all know what I'm talking about, for real. Let's just be honest here, So I think that the Black entertainer, will never strike fear in the minds of white folks, that the Black activist or the Black intellectual will, right? And the biggest fear that they would have is an entertainer who becomes an activist, an entertainer where they're hearing, Boyce Watkins talk, or Tariq and other people, and they internalize that message and use the power of entertainment to further that mission. Once that starts to happen on a regular basis, then you're going to really start to see things move in a major way. That's my 2 cents. All right, so I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day. And sorry about the technical difficulties earlier. I'll try my best not to piss off the authorities so they can come and cut off my live stream. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you soon. I'll see you in LA as well if you're out there. Peace.